We saw plenty of incredible individual play performances in this past A-League men's season. So many players stepping up this past campaign for their individual teams. Let's go through my A-League men's 2024-25 team of the season. I'm going for a 4-3-3 formation. The goalkeeper for me from this past season, I think this is probably maybe the easiest position to pick. It's Alex Paulson. Just another incredible campaign from the New Zealand goalkeeper. Obviously Wellington last year made that dramatic switch to Auckland FC, obviously arriving on loan from Bournemouth. 12 clean sheets this past season. He was obviously crucial to Auckland's stubborn defence this season, just making some incredible saves as we have seen him do over the last couple of years in the A-Leagues. This guy is just an incredible goalkeeper, and considering his age, he's got such a bright future. You know, his parent club, AFC Bournemouth, we'd love to see him playing in the English Premier League one day. That would be awesome to see. But what a signing it was for Auckland for their first season to sign one of the best goalkeepers we've seen in recent years in the A-League, in Alex Paulson. He was incredible this year. Jumping into the back four, I've got Hiroki Sakai at right back. Another Auckland player. We do have a few of them in this team. 3 goals, 4 assists, so he's chipping in attack as well. Hiroki Sakai, such a hard-working player. Obviously, it was an incredible signing. He's played at some top clubs over in Europe, coming over to the A-League. Great signing for Auckland for their inaugural campaign. Obviously, the captain of the team as well, and he led by example. He was fantastic, whether it was playing a right back or even filling in a central defensive role at times throughout the season as well. Just a brilliant, experienced signing for Auckland to bring in, and again, he was crucial to Auckland's strong defence this year. The first of my 2 centre-backs in the starting 11, I'm going for Kai Trewin of Melbourne City. Great campaign for Kai Trewin. He took his game to another level. A-League fans will be very familiar with Kai Trewin. He spent a lot of time at Brisbane Roar, made the switch to Melbourne City, and that helped him take his game to another level. I think that's obvious to see. Not only was he, of course, crucial to Melbourne City's championship winning side in the end and kept so many clean sheets throughout the regular season as well. He even chipped in with a few goals as well, a couple of goals away to Western Sydney Wanderers in the regular season, and of course earned a Socceroos call-up as well, and it was well-deserved. Just so many consistent performances for Melbourne City, and not just playing at centre-back as well. We saw him slot into midfield at times this season, playing in a defensive midfield role, and he suits that position as well. I mean, whether it is playing in the back line or even shifting up into midfield, Kai Trewin is such a reliable performer, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's starting to attract interest from overseas, just considering the consistent and strong performances that he's been putting in week out this season. The other centre-back, we're going back to Auckland, it's Nando Pineacker. This guy was brilliant this season. According to FotMob, 7.8 clearances per 90. He chipped in with 4 goals as well from centre-back, which is pretty solid indeed. This guy was immense in defence, and you know, whether he was playing alongside Hall or Tommy Smith or even Sakai coming into centre-back as well, Nando Pineacker was such a consistent performer this season. His aerial strength was fantastic as well, winning headers, up for set pieces, you know, grabbing some goals, or even in defence, clearing things away. He was an incredible contributor to Auckland FC's success this season. And considering how strong they were defensively, it's no surprise that we are finishing off with one more Auckland FC player in the back line. It's Francis de Vries. I think everyone has picked this guy out for their left back for the team of the season. What a campaign. And look, I'll be honest, when we saw the signings for Auckland this season, I wasn't necessarily expecting de Vries to be the starter. You brought in someone like Scott Galloway, who has so much A-League experience, and I thought he was going to be the starting left back. De Vries came in, and from round 1, he was fantastic. He ended up with a FotMob rating, an average FotMob rating this season of 7.61. That was the 3rd highest in the league. He grabbed 2 goals, 7 assists, and he also started every regular season game. This is a player who we didn't really know too much about coming into the A-League, and he was absolutely fantastic. His deliveries was great as well, playing so many crosses, looking for Auckland strikers, and his deliveries were just so dangerous, and you just see there from 7 assists. What a fantastic first season in the A-League for him. 3 midfield players. The first one for me, Angus Thurgate of Western United. This is a guy who, again, has spent a lot of time in the A-League, you know, over 100 appearances at Newcastle Jets. He's spent the last couple of years now at Western United, and obviously Western really lifted this season. All of their players did. No one really predicted them to finish half the ladder, but they managed to finish 3rd, and Angus Thurgate, I think, was really key to that. His stats aren't necessarily crazy. Like, he just had 2 goals, 5 assists, but he's one of the hardest working players in the A-League. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He runs all day long. It's such a handy player to have in your team. I'm sure John Aloisi, as head coach of Western United there, loves having Angus Thurgate in his team. Great campaign for Angus Thurgate and Western. The next midfielder in my team in the season is Louis Verstraete of Auckland FC. This guy was absolutely immense. I remember watching Auckland's first game, of course, as we all did, as they hosted Brisbane Roar there in front of a packed stadium, and this guy really stood out to me in the heart of midfield. He was tall, he was strong, he was winning tackles. He missed a small chunk of the season due to injury, and you could tell when he was out, Auckland FC, they lacked a little bit of strength in midfield, and that's what he brought, Louis Verstraete. One of these international signings that Auckland FC brought in, and we're very curious to see how they all were going to go this year, and obviously they all settled in fantastically. Felipe Gallegos partnering him in midfield. Kahoma May was fantastic as well. I was almost going to put him on the bench for my team of the season and add maybe another attacking player. I think Louis Verstraete contributed so much to why Auckland FC finished towards the top of the ladder. Having a solid defensive midfielder like that is so crucial, and maybe that's what some of the other teams lower down the ladder were lacking this season. I think it's a really underrated position, and when you have that solid ball-winning defensive midfielder, it really helps the rest of the team. And Louis Verstraete, I was so impressed with him this season. And my final midfielder was Ryan Teague. Again, taking his game to another level. Last couple of years at Melbourne Victory, he grabbed 4 goals and 2 assists, and of course got a Socceroos call-up, and not just the call-ups, but he was starting as well. He started the recent game for the Socceroos at home against Japan, that win against Japan. Again, consistency is that word that we're talking about with a lot of these guys, and Ryan Teague was absolutely that as well. His partnership alongside Jordi Valadon, who was probably unlucky to miss out on this team of the season, was phenomenal. You just look at the future that he has, not only for the Socceroos, but for him individually. He's got such a bright future, and I could see him playing at some decent clubs in Europe, considering the potential that he has, and he's just been showing it on such a consistent basis now in the A-Leagues. Ryan Teague is the last of my 3 midfielders in my team of the season. 3 attacking players in my team of the season. I've gone for 2 wide players and 1 striker, and of course we've got the bench coming up too, but my right winger is Nicholas Milanovic. This is no surprise. The Johnny Warren Medal winner, 7.67 FOTMOB rating on average this season. That was the league's highest. His goals and assists combined, 18 total. He was phenomenal this season for Western Sydney Wanderers on that right-hand side, cutting in on his left foot. Key part to why Wanderers did finish in the top 6 this year, Nicholas Milanovic. And again, another one of these examples of a player who's been in the A-League system for a few years now. Was at Western United a few years ago and made the switch to Wanderers a couple of years back, and Alan Stajic, Wanderers coach, just really unlocked his potential, and it was so much fun to watch, man. I mean, he played without fear, driving forwards, absolutely fantastic, and he's obviously recently secured a move over to Aberdeen in Scotland. I'm sure a bright future ahead for Nicholas Milanovic. For my striker for the team of the season, I'm going for Noah Botic of Western United. 12 goals, 6 assists, that's 18 goal contributions total. Fantastic campaign for Noah Botic, leading the line for Western United alongside Hiroshi Ibasuki. I think for Noah Botic, what we saw from him was not only the goals, but those assists as well, the 6 assists. He was chipping into Western United's attack there, and we saw so much from Western United this season. You know, when they move forward with pace, they're so dangerous, and Noah Botic was not just sitting up top and you know, waiting for the opportunities. He was getting involved. He was working hard, you know, getting the passing moves going forward for Western United, and scored some cracking goals this season. I remember a fantastic goal from long range against Newcastle Jets he scored. So he's adding a bit of variety to his game as well. Noah Botic continuing to develop and evolve his game. Just a fantastic player, Noah Botic. And to finish off the starting 11 before jumping into the bench, Adrian Segacic from Sydney FC. I was so impressed with this guy this season. He ended up with 13 goals, tying the Golden Boot with Archie Goodwin, and he did it starting only 14 of 24 games. That's the most impressive thing. It was a funny thing throughout this season. There was a lot of talk around Adrian Segacic, and he was just performing so well, but he wasn't really getting the starts. He did start a number of games towards the end of the season. I remember specifically, I was in the stadium watching Sydney FC against the Central Coast Mariners, and he came off the bench and scored 2 incredible goals to win the game for Sydney FC, and he did that multiple times this season. And that's when you know a player's special, when obviously it's not just a one-off. He did it so many times, scoring incredible goals as well. This guy has enormous potential. Adrian Segacic is the one that I'm most excited about. I think his ceiling is so high, and if he maintains this trajectory, he is destined for great things. I think it's just a matter of time before he's playing for the Socceroos, hopefully. Just such an exciting player to watch. And he was, you know, versatile as well, whether he was playing out in a wide position, centrally as well, in midfield, considering that he just started 14 games and managed to grab the Golden Boot alongside Archie Goodwin is just crazy. I wanted to mention a few more players who missed out on my team of the season. My goalkeeper on the bench, Patrick Beach of Melbourne City. And should be noted as well, Melbourne City did concede less goals than Auckland as well, just 25 conceded out of 26 regular season games. Not many people predicted him to be City's starting goalkeeper. I think we all expected Jamie Young to be that starting keeper for City this season, but Patrick Beach stepped up and had a fantastic campaign. The defender on the bench for me is Nathaniel Atkinson from Melbourne City. Such a consistent performer for City week in, week out. Whether it was playing in midfield or in his usual right back position as well, he was one of their underrated stars, I think, this season. The midfielder on the bench for me is MacArthur FC's Luke Bratson. 7.52 average FOTMOB rating this season. Obviously, his passing range is fantastic, making challenges as well in defensive midfield. I thought he was really, really good this season. The wide player that I want to highlight in my team of this season, and this is a guy who I was so close to putting in the starting 11, Marin Jakalic. He had the league's highest goal contributions, combined goals and assists, 22. This was a magical season for Marin Jakalic. And I think I would have put him in the starting 11, maybe if MacArthur had finished top 6. I mean, he had a great individual season, Marignac-Lish, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to get MacArthur across the line in finals football. And the striker on the bench for me, I don't think it's any surprise, Archie Goodwin, tying the Golden Boot alongside Adrian Sekic with 13 goals. I think we just got a little bit more from Noah Botic this season, especially when you're considering that Noah Botic did also provide 6 assists this season. But Archie Goodwin was fantastic for Adelaide. So there's my A-League Men's 2024-25 team of the season. Feel free to throw your team of the season in the comments. What players do you reckon were a bit hard done by to miss out in this team of the season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks guys for tuning in. Make sure to stay subscribed for A-League content throughout the off-season. My name's Lockie, and I'll see you in the next one.